Okay, so in this video, we'll look into setting up the database and migrations and models for our students and classes and sections. So first we'll look into the database structure and then we'll define the models and migrations. So as you can see, we have classes and sections. So each class has basic attributes like ID and name, and sections also have ID name with a foreign key class ID. So a class can have many sections, and a section belongs to a certain class, and a student belongs to a certain class and a section, and these also have basic attributes like name, email, and phone number. So you can add your own depending on the use case. So yeah, that's the basic structure, database structure of our project. And to make things a bit easier, what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste the code from an already existing repository. Because these are really simple stuff and I don't want to waste my time defining all these classes and models from scratch, so these will take time. So I'll just copy and paste these from this project, and I think I can't do that from a browser based editor, so I have to open up a new instance. So I'll just go ahead and do that. I'll just remove this from here. Okay, so I have opened up this project in my local editor, and now I can copy and paste these. So I'll just copy the classes, the section, and the student model and paste that in our current project. And after the model, we can copy the migration files, so classes, sections, and students. Let's go ahead and paste that in the migrations folder. What else do we have? We also have seeders, so I'll just copy the classes seeder. I think we only need this seeder for this case, because from that class we will be creating the data for other models accordingly. So we can go ahead and copy paste that in seeders table or the folder. And we also need factories, so we'll be using factories as well. So I'll copy the classes, section, and student factory. So let's paste that in here. And what else do we have? Okay, let's check out the seeders and the database seeder. Here I think, okay, we have users table seeder as well. We don't need that for now, so I'll just copy this command and paste that in my database seeder. Okay, we need to run this call, so I'll just copy everything and remove other stuff from here, so we can get rid of other classes. So yeah, we are almost done, and I'll walk you through the code what this class does, but I want to remove this instance because my laptop is lagging a lot. Okay, so now we can check out the classes seeder. And okay, we already have defined the relationships already for this, so let's go ahead and check that out first. So it has one property called name, and it has many sections, so that is self-explanatory. And inside section we have fillables as class ID and name, and it belongs to a class. I think instead of classes we can define it as class. This should work. This belongs to a class and it has students, so has many students, and a student belongs to a class and section. So yep, this looks good. And okay, this thing is not really needed, this search thing. Maybe I'll just implement this somewhere in the future, but for now we don't need this, or maybe we might need it. Let's see. If we need it, then we'll use it, otherwise we'll keep it as it is. Okay, that's done. And inside the seeders we have a classes seeder. So what we are doing is we are using the classes factory, and we are generating 10 classes, and for each sequence. So what this does is it will pass in every class instance to this sequence, and then we'll get that instance, and we are giving it a name of class and then space and then sequence index +1. So remember that since this starts from 0, so 0 to 9, so that's why we are giving it adding 1 to it. So this will finally be class 1 to 10, and each class has a section, or maybe we can also pass in as many, but what we are doing is we are passing in the count of 2, so this would also work. So a section with a value of 2, so we want to create 2 sections for each class, and we are using the state function in here. So what we can do is for first section, what we'll do is it will name it as section A, and for the second one it will name it as section B. So we can use state in state like this, and each section has 5 students. And what we are doing is we are also using the state function in here as well, and we are passing in the attributes and then also passing in the section inside the closure. And now what we are doing is we are passing in the class ID, so sections class ID. So now this will create a proper relationship for the student which belongs to this section and the current instance of the class. So like since we have a sequence, so for this sequence it will properly assign the foreign key for it. So yeah, that's the general flow. And finally we are calling the create to create these records. So that's done. And inside database seeder we are calling in the classes seeder, so this will generate all this data necessary for our project. And what else do we have? We need to migrate first, so let's go ahead and do that. So this creates 3 tables: classes, sections, and students. And let's also run the artisan dv seed, so this should seed the classes seeder. Now if you go ahead and check out our database, then we should see our data. Let's reload, and we have all these classes and sections. So let's go ahead and check out classes first. So we have classes from 1 to 10, each with their proper ID. And let's go ahead and check out the sections. So we have class ID 11 for section A and B, and so on for all the other sections as well. And finally we have the students table. So here we have class ID 1, section ID 1 with the name, email, address. Okay, we also have address in here, so we can get rid of it or you can use this, that's up to you. And all the data looks good now. So I think we are done for this part, and in the next part we'll start by displaying the data. So we'll define a link in here and then display the students data in a table. So yeah, that's it for this part, and I'll see you guys in the next one.